From the central coast of New South Wales, Australia, it's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksy.
Yes, thank you very much, Steve. This is Generation X-Men. I'm Bender, and with me as always is Brooksy.
Hey, hey.
Like the name suggests, we are Generation X-Men, and you are too. If you're new to this, what we'll be doing is going through all 5 seasons of X-Men, the animated series, one episode at a time, giving you our thoughts, X-Quiz, tally time, and most importantly, having a laugh as well. Now, Beauty and the Beast. Well, I got no alternate titles for this. It's basically, that's it. It's more or less about Beast and his blind chick girlfriend that he likes, and so they sort of moved away from the origin stories that they've been doing in the previous ones. You had the Wolverine origin story, the Gambit and the Thieves origin story, and then you had the Rogue origin story. This time we've got just a separate Beast story. I probably would have preferred a Beast origin story, you know.
Right.
Talk about where he got his powers, or how he got his powers, and why is he blue, because in the movies, in the cartoons, and in the comics, and in the new movies, it's sort of wishy-washy as to what are his powers and what is the side effect. To my knowledge, his powers were that he had the beast feet and he could climb and he was strong and everything. And when he wanted to change his appearance, he tried some sort of experiment on himself, and that sort of enhanced his beast sort of mutations and turned him into a big blue gorilla.
Fully fledged beast.
Fully fledged beast. I reckon they should have done that in the episode rather than tell this sort of new story. As sweet as it is, I reckon they should have just kept going with the origin things, because that seemed like what Season 2 was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I should read up in that book, the Lee Wald's book, see if there's any reason why they went away from that. But again, I reckon a Beast origin story would have been perfect. Instead, we get a little bit of a photo album, just the origins of Beast, and that's not what I want.
Not enough.
It's not enough, not what I wanted. So, not a lot in this episode that tickled me. I mean, nothing that was ticking my boxes. But later on in the episode, we got our Marvel movie news, in which we'll be discussing everything Avengers Infinity War, because
it's going to be a big one.
It's going to be a big one. I don't know if I should make it a separate clip, depending on how quickly we get through the episode and everything, but got a lot to unpack of this one, because apparently the internet's going wild for it. Everyone loves Avengers Infinity War. It'd be silly of us not to talk about it, seeing how it's a Marvel property as well. But anyway, we'll move on to that stuff later. But first, we got X-Quiz.
Pop quiz, Hotshot.
Pop quiz!
Pop quiz, asshole.
Time for a surprise quiz.
Won't be a pop quiz on Wednesday. There's a pop quiz. Pop quiz.
I'll just say I've got 4.
Okay.
I've got 4 X-Quiz.
Right.
How many do you have?
I've got a couple.
Got a couple. All right, you want to go first? You got more than 4?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's see if we double up.
All right. What room is Carly in?
Look, I've wrote down the numbers, but I wrote them down quickly, so they may be in the incorrect order. I think she's in room 674.
Oh, 764.
Damn it, I knew it! I think I wouldn't be a good spy. I couldn't get the license plate or a room. I say, it's definitely room 674. The assassin blows up 674. He was in room 764.
One next door, mate. So.
Sorry, that's on me. I'd be a shitty reconnaissance man. Oh, well. Well, that's one of my questions gone. Here's my question. During the episode, Wolverine tries to infiltrate the Foe, and he has a hat on. What are the letters on his hat?
It's an A's hat.
An A what?
It's an A's hat.
Yes, it is.
So that's the Oakland Athletic. They're the Oakland baseball team.
All right.
So it's a grey hat, but they're green and gold. But yeah, there is another Oakland. They're Raiders. They're the NFL team.
Yeah.
They're sort of grey, black and white sort of thing. So
Yeah, the Oakland Raiders, they're favourite of Ice Cube and then the NWA and all the black rappers.
it's a plausible alternate coloured A's hat, I think.
All right. See, I didn't know it was the sports team hat. I just thought it was some random.
Yep, another baseball team.
So how many baseball teams we got so far?
I think we just had the Tigers and then this one.
The Tigers and this one. Okay. That's interesting. So it's time for your X-Quiz.
Where was Sabretooth last seen?
He said it was in some sort of... It was playing during the hologram. It said
Yes.
some place in Canada.
That's correct.
I don't know, the Highlands of Canada or something. I don't know.
It was close. It's the Baffin Island region.
Baffin Island region. So that is answering a question that we had way back in that episode with Cold Vengeance.
Yeah.
I thought he was in Antarctica,
Nah.
and you was
Pretty sure it was Canada.
It was Canada. So it's in the, was it Baffin Islands?
Baffin.
Baffin Islands, eh?
Yep.
That's neat. If we ever go to Canada, we'll go Baffin Islands, please. During the episode, Beast is flicking through some photos, and he's at some sort of sporting event, and there's flags. What team was he supporting?
The Eagles.
That is correct. Would that be the Philadelphia Eagles?
I'd assume that would be Philly Eagles.
So Beast was from Philly?
Yeah.
Fresh Prince Bel-Air from Philly. That's what I think about when I think of Philadelphia. I think of Will Smith.
Yeah.
He's just synonymous with that area to me now.
All right.
And Kevin Hart.
With that Beast family photos, I had a couple of things I wrote down of what were in the photos. Do you remember what shirt he was wearing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
That's one of my questions. He's wearing this like Shazbot.
A red Shazbot t-shirt.
What's Shazbot?
I don't know.
Is it a catchphrase like Shazam or Pow or Kapow or Bazinga? Shazbot?
And then he had a cap on as well. Did you see what the cap had?
Nah, I didn't see the
letter
cap.
on the cap was a G.
Was it a G?
Yeah, some sort of G cap.
Oh, he's just a G.
Yep.
He's just a gangster. And the Shazbot. Fans, what's our boy's name?
Scotty or
Pat. Pat. My boy Pat. What's the Shazbot from? Is that some sort of reference to a Marvel comic or something? Or any Americans that are listening, is that some sort of Saturday Night Live reference or something really hot going on in the 90s that was like, ooh, he says Shazbot, or is that just some random catchphrase? Get back to us, contact us on the Facebook page. I'd love to know what Shazbot is. Shazbot slang. Brooksy's already done the research for me. Shazbot slang, an excited utterance used to convey disappointment, particularly as a euphemism for shit. Beast is crude.
So what did it say underneath that? Something about Mork and Mindy? Did it come from there, did it?
Mork and Mindy is a TV series first aired. The word Shazbot is an Orkin profanity that the character Mork often used.
There you go.
Okay. Shazbot. I swear that's from a movie somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shazbot. Could be just another TV show. Oh, anyway, that's some homework saved for you, Pat and Scotty. Two confirmed fans. I think everyone else in Australia has stopped listening.
Have you got any other questions?
Nah, that's it.
Okay, I think I had two more. Where was Sabretooth's home?
It said in the flashback, eh?
It said, yeah, during the hologram sequence as well.
Was it Alberta, Canada?
Ooh, it was
Ontario.
Edmonton, Alberta,
Oh, okay.
Canada. Yeah.
Is Ontario a place in Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
Different
I just
place.
got those things, blah, 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 Canada. Ontario, Canada. Alberta. What's it? Where is he from?
So it's Edmonton in Alberta, Canada.
Edmonton in Alberta, Canada. I know that from Wolverine episodes and professional wrestling.
There you go.
Calgary's another one.
Yep.
Can't remember if Hitman's from there or not.
Now, Calgary is where the Winter Olympics was
Oh.
in Cool Runnings.
That's our knowledge of the globe. Wrestling, movies, and TV shows.
That's it.
Canada,
Last
anyway.
question was, what level does Beast enter when he breaks into the FO headquarters?
Level?
Yes.
So that's... I didn't think there were that many levels in the fort.
No.
Let's say
Yeah,
level...
it's a bit of a...
bit of a sneaky one.
Yeah.
Level 3.
No, it's level 4.
Level 4. Oh, that's
So-
more levels than I thought.
A voice comes over the PA and says, "Intruder on 4."
Oh, okay. Yeah. Should I ask, where is it? Where is the fort headquarters?
It's in the old abandoned veterans building.
That's it. Old abandoned veterans building. Could have got me with that one too, because... Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't ask that. But anyway, you nailed it anyway.
Previously on X-Men.
So previously on X-Men, we've got the best of Beast here. Got the Beast pardoned by President Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beast at Cyclops' fake wedding.
Was it the fake wedding?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that was there. 'Cause,
okay.
yeah, well, it was a real wedding, but Morph was
So
thing
it's not an
size.
officiated.
Not a real wedding.
Nah, it's unofficial. Fake wedding. Nice.
And then there's a heap of the Fock Knight of Destruction.
Yeah.
You got that Beast picking up the ball with his foot that you always enjoy.
Yeah, I
And
did love that. That's some good animation, a good idea there.
They even go back to Beast getting shocked to the fence in the first one.
Yeah. Super callback, Night of the Sentinels.
And then we end with a bit of Foss stuff with no more mutants, keep chanting that.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did we ever do to you?
You were born. Infamous you were born. But wasn't there a time during previous on X-Men, the last couple episodes, that always showed Beast getting electrocuted in the fence?
Yeah.
They must have thought that footage was as funny as us. I suppose we did. Yeah.
Well, that was it. After that, you didn't see him for ages. He's gone to prison.
Yeah, that's all they had. Oh, damn, all we got is him getting zapped.
We don't want him sitting in a cage again. What else does he do? Okay, he gets zapped. Right, put that in.
It's great. It's great.
Break it down. Now it's time for a breakdown.
Breakdown.
So today we are doing number 23, Season 2, Episode 10, Beauty and the Beast. The original air date for this one was January 15, 1994. So we're into 94.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by Stephanie Matheson and directed by Larry Houston.
On ya, Larry. And Stephanie Matheson. She hasn't written any before, I don't believe.
No.
So, yeah. Not a impactful debut for her writing credits, but it's one of the softer episodes. So that's... She had a couple of good Wolverine lines that I'm sure that are coming up.
Don't see her again until like episode 61.
Oh, wow.
Xavier Remembers in season 4.
Xavier remembers. Oh, well.
That's another Shadow King.
Oh, oh, okay. I didn't think the Shadow King came back. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah, or not. So the episode starts at the eye clinic.
The eye clinic.
And Beast is working with his old buddy, Dr. Alec Bolson.
Yeah, it's very close to Alec Baldwin.
It is.
It's like, what name you got? Alec Bolson? Yeah, that's fine.
There's so many Baldwins that you pick Alec.
Well, it's the best Baldwin. Name something Stephen Baldwin's been in. That's what I thought. She didn't have much when it came to naming the eye clinic either.
No, yes, eye clinic. Their patient here is young Carly, who loves listening to headphones.
Yeah. They must have been the hot new item.
Discman.
The Discman. Was it Discman or
It was
Walkman?
Discman.
Oh, wow. Whew. Cutting edge technology there.
So Beast walks in to say hello to her, and he starts to blush.
Yes.
See Beast with
We see Beast blush.
Yeah.
Through his fur and everything.
And they explain to her that the tests look excellent and that after the operation she'll be able to see. So yeah, they've somehow found how to make her see.
And we don't know what sort of level of blindness she has.
No.
If she was born with it. She says, what's it going to be like to see? So we can assume there's some sort of birth defect or whatever. But early on, just at this eye clinic, did you get a vibe that these people were going to be bad? Because they felt very creepy, very evil. Got the blonde hair, blue eyes, Aryan sort of look about them. I thought, they're using Beast's research to create super-sided evil people to sell as military weapons.
Yeah, there was a couple of scenes where like the doctors in the background sort of move in and then Bolson's like, oh no, shakes his head and then they move away.
I didn't know what, I thought that's what they were leading us towards, or they were just building up we don't trust Beast sort of thing. So they led me astray. I thought it was going to be a bit of a turn there, like, we're using your information.
So this part led me astray because all of a sudden the building starts to shake and I'm like, oh no, not the Three Stooges again. Come on, man.
Oh, it's Blobby shaking the building down.
No more avalanche.
Oh, it's avalanche.
I forgot to mention that every time I see those Three Stooges come on, all I think is the Bulk and Skull music from Power Rangers.
Yeah, well, you definitely get that sort of vibe now.
I do.
Because I don't know the Three Stooges theme, but Bulk and Skull does fit with them, and you just think of Bulk and Skull and you think of the fat one and Blob as well.
So anyway, it's not Avalanche. He's not in this one.
No. Would not be out of place, though. They seem to be the go-to villains and they ain't got nothing left. Just throw Stooges in.
There's hundreds of villains, but no, we'll just use these three.
More Gorge George.
We've already drawn these three.
We've already got the designs for 'em.
So yeah, it's not them. It's the alarm goes off, and Alec runs over, opens the door. Smoke starts coming in. Beast's like, "No, close that shit." And then so they mustn't be too far up here because Beast just opens the window, grabs Carly, jumps out the window.
Yeah, just straight out.
And then he pops back up, grabs Bolson, and jumps back down with him.
It's a sustained shot of Carly reaching around on the floor there. But that's funny. He's straight up left her. Why are they staying on this shot for so long? And then Beast jumps back down. So, he's got to be right back. He could have said, "I'll be right back." He just said, I don't know what he said. Sit tight.
And out the front, there's an angry mob approaching, and Creed's in the front in his red suit.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, should we have started an angry mob tally? Because, man, there's a lot of angry mobs.
Well, all the angry mobs are just I don't think there's any other angry mobs until, like, Nightcrawler, when the Germans are telling Nightcrawlers, "Go, leave from the village, demon." The rest of them, they've all got the Foth banner on them, but it would have been an interesting tally to start up.
Well, after this one, we've only got the 3 more episodes in season 2, so we'll have to keep a lookout for season 3, see how many
we'll kickstart
we
it
can
again.
find.
But not too sure how many more episodes the Foth appear in. At the end of this episode, I thought that was the end of them, but I think there's more to come.
Yeah, in the finale, the 2-part finale.
Yeah, very good.
So then Creed says, "Henry McCoy, President Kelly's favorite mutant, holding a human girl." And then he orders his fuck goons to get his filth away from her. And then you got this great little make Beast look smart exchange here.
Oh, yeah. He's getting real wordy with his taunts.
And the Fog guy's like, "Mutant!" And Beast's like, "Yes, I am. Perhaps your self-appointed social engineers don't realize the crucial role mutants play in species evolution."
Yeah, a lot of big words there. But I really like the self-appointed social engineers.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like the keyboard keyboard warriors on social media and everything.
And the Foss replies, "Get him!" And then Beast is in it again.
"I'm sorry, gentlemen. Your anger at the inexorable alienation of late 20th century life is sadly misdirected."
She must have the thesaurus out for that one.
So he picks up 2 of the goons and throws them at the rest of the group, which is another go-to sort of.
It's a classic non-super violent way of disposing of the goons. I really thought they could have amped up Beast's sort of agility here, maybe doing some breakdance fighting or something. And juggle them on their feet or whatever, but he just went with the double grab and toss.
Go for the kick, grab them around the neck with the foot.
Oh, yeah, that'd have been neat.
Off you go.
Maybe if there was a new X-Men series, but the go-to move.
So yeah, they're all laying in a pile on the ground, and the cops show up with the fireys, and they're like, "Oh, cops, let's get out of here!"
I think there was more fireys than there were police.
Yeah. So then we wipe back to the mansion where Wolverine is watching what's going on a monitor, and he's not happy.
No, attacking a hospital for the blind.
He just wants to get him alone for 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes.
And then Jean pops in and reminds him that the X-Men never seek revenge.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, well, that's a rule that they have. The X-Men never seek revenge. But,
it's like Batman doesn't kill anyone.
Doesn't kill anybody. I have one rule. But yeah, it's the first time I've heard of it.
She says that if they have to engage with them in the public eye, that's just what they want. They're trying to start a fight, so we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And Wolverine says, "Fine, but if he is going after them, and if he doesn't, fuck."
Oh, he's broke the drought. You go.
This one's so wordy, that's why.
That's all right.
Wolverine says, "Fine, but he is going after them, and if they don't find a kinder, gentler way to shut them down, there's going to be a few less around stinking up the planet."
I like that he makes it they're a pest to the entire planet Earth, not just America. I thought that was pretty cool.
So he puts the button on the scene by pulling the cowl on.
Yes,
and leaving.
Love a good button to the scene. That's almost as good as a claw draw, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just put the cowl on.
There was a couple of times there he was really angry and but he didn't pop the claws.
Yeah. I was certain when he was just 5 minutes, I thought that's claws coming out here. Get the marker ready, Brooks.
So Jean calls out, "Where are you, Professor?" Because remember the professor's in this show?
Yeah. I do remember, and when she called for it, I thought, oh, no, we're not going back there.
We
again.
do. We're going back to the Savage
Back
Land.
in the
But
Savage
we haven't
Land.
been there for a few episodes.
I know, it's been great.
And in the Savage Land, we see the Professor and Magneto, and they're walking down a pink river.
Pink River, waist deep, swatting away mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I was getting a Nam vibe there. She was holding sticks or machine guns above their head to really sell that.
And then they're caught by this large net.
Yeah.
Now, what is this net doing in the water? Is this the main thoroughfare of traffic going through the water? Is that why there's a catch net here? Or is this to catch food? Like, why is there a net in the water?
Used a lot of technical jargon there that I love. Break it down. What did you say? The
Thoroughfare.
What's thoroughfare?
Is that like the main walking track? Is it through the water? Like,
All right, yeah, I'll read.
why set your trap in the water? Why not set it on the path? I don't get it.
And what else did you say? The hunting ground. You said a whole bunch of shit. I should be writing down what you're saying because that killed me. I love all your.
It's because it makes sense.
Well, maybe that's the thoroughfare. That's where all the humans walk, or they're catching fish. But if the humans walk there, why are there fish there? Who knows? I mean, maybe the creature, the mutant who's about to arrive, knew that they were going to come that way, and who knows?
Well, the mutant that elides is a large green frog in green speedos, and he shows up with another 3 guys on a raft. And Magneto knows him. It's amphibious.
Amphibious. It's
That one.
Yeah.
The end of everything he says.
He has a saliva issue. 'Cause his
does.
tongue's too big.
He's salivating at the chance of speaking to someone else.
People wearing clothes. Now, amphibious, that seems like a really lazy name. Isn't that something to describe something that lives in...
An amphibian
Yeah,
is a
amphibian,
frog, yeah.
And they're amphibious
Yes.
to land and water. I mean, come on. What's a... herbivore is going to be another mutant that's going to be rocking up here. I also eat meat and greens.
So he jumps up the tree and he gives him the old ray gun knockout.
Yeah, that's right. And it had a little handkerchief on it. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
There's a little handkerchief on there that he's just so people know. It must get stolen all the time. No one steal this ray gun. It's mine. I'm going to put a red handkerchief on it so people know it's mine.
Oh.
What a stupid character he is. It's like a Battletoad, but shit.
Oh, Battletoad.
Battletoad.
Shout out to Battletoad.
Shout out to Battletoad. Big bloody Battletoad.
So they come to on the raft and all of a sudden, boom, 2 big Loch Ness monsters just show up out of the pink water.
Yeah, they're attacked by 2 Loch Ness monster. Was it a Loch Ness monster with 2 heads?
I think it's 2 because they're like right on either side. So
Okay.
either the body's massive or there's 2 of them.
Well, we only see their necks and head. Could it
Yeah.
have been 2 Diplodocus? 2
Yeah,
ploddies
could've,
sticking
yeah.
up there and...
Didn't see their feet.
Yeah, but it just... Why would they attack? Unless they just... That's along the... What the hell's that word called
The
again?
thoroughfare.
The thoroughfare. That's what they were trying to catch with the net, a big Diplodocus. But they were further upstream or whatever. And then they just attacked the raft. Not intentionally to help Magneto or
No.
Professor, just by coincidence. Professor and Magneto got a bit of saving there.
Yeah, they get the chance to roll off the raft back into the water while Amphibious and his goons try to fight off the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah,
he's trying to give him the ray gun.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem as effective.
Nah, he's got it on human only. He needs a bit
Yeah.
more charge in there.
And so they manage to swim to the shore. They untie each other, sort of fall over, and then that's it.
And they pass out.
That's all you get.
That's like, oh,
Again.
man. Could you get a more pointless scene?
Yeah.
That's as pointless as that big forearm guy when they attacked Magneto.
Barbarius.
Barbarius. Except he had a funny name and didn't have a weird lisp to the way he speaks. He's got the full stop is just a... fucking amphibious.
Were it up to me, I'd feed you to my friends. But I serve the new ruler of the Savage Land.
So we cut back here to a silhouetted man walking down a dark alley, and it's Wolverine, and he's in his new civvies.
He's in his disguise civvies, which is a black t-shirt.
Very tight.
Very tight black t-shirt with... It's had a shine to it, so it could have been like a porn star sort of t-shirt. Remember that
leather shirt.
Remember that teacher we had in high school? He always had like a satin shirt on, long black hair.
Yep.
I think it was Jake who said that's but no, it's Bunny who said I love that guy. He's always got the porn star shirt. That's what I was thinking when Wolverine rocks up. He's got the tight black shiny shirt. I was like, why is he wearing a porn star shirt? The velvet shirt, velour. He's got red shades and he's
got Cyclops' red shades.
Oh, he's pinched him. I mean, these from my disguise, perfect. And it would have been. I reckon he would have stole Gambit's sleazy shiny t-shirt for sure. That's Gambit's.
That's why it's so tight on him.
so tight on him. Outstanding.
I don't know who the Ace hat is though. Someone's from Oakland.
Someone's from Oakland. I don't know. Bishop left it.
Okay, so he starts throwing around some trash cans, and then he jumps up on the fire escape, just starts punching it.
Yeah, this has confused the hell out of me. So what the fuck's he doing?
He's kicking his ass, do you mind?
And then we realise he's beating himself up to look like he's been beat up by a mutant because the Falcons come in and take him, but he's got instantaneous healing. Any sort of punch, anytime he kicks his ass, it's going to heal up. It would be as pointless as what happened in Liar Liar. When he beats himself up, he just ends up sticking around anyway. So Wolverine's beating himself up for no reason.
How much of Liar Liar do you know? Could you do that one? A madman, desperate fool at the end of his pitiful road.
No, I can't quote that one as much as any other Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's probably the one that I've seen the most, but remember the least of.
Okay.
So
yeah, anyway, he climbs up the fire escape, punches fire escape, then he jumps back down on his feet. Why doesn't he just fall on himself to get some more damage?
Just do a swan dive and land straight on your back.
Exactly. Do that and then run into the wall. And then that alerts the four guys. They come out and they're like, oh, what's going on here? Then they pick Wolverine up to carry him back in. Does that little sly smile. Just...
If I was Wolverine, I'd jumped through the door. Just thrown everything I got straight through the door. It'd be the easiest way because... What are the odds they would even hear that ruckus? Surely they're in the back alley. There's no office there unless there's like a surveillance cam. Then his whole ruse is blown apart. But anyway, he got in.
So we get back to the hospital and Beast shows up in his The Thing and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trench coat and hat.
The classic outfit for the ugly mutant.
And the return of Beast quotes. Here we got the midday sweat and midnight oil line that we'll go through during Beast quotes.
All right. Midnight Oil, the Australian rock band?
Yes. Beds are burning. How do we sleep while our earth is turning?
Only know King of the Mountain.
Call me. What about Blue Sky Mine? Who's got to save me?
Oh, yeah. But I confuse that with the Living End song, Who's Gonna Save Us? But anyway, enough about Midnight Oil and Australian rock bands. Let's get back to it. We're easily distracted in this episode because there's nothing going on.
Yeah, because it's just Beast. So after yesterday's debacle at the hospital, the board has decided they don't want Beast around. So Beast and Alec having a bit of chat, and he's like, oh man, do you think this should be right? And he's like, oh, there's another problem too. So he sort of opens the door to the director of the hospital, and inside, like, Carlick's father's in there just whinges at the director. He doesn't want that filthy mutant touching his daughter. So yeah, it's they're not happy with Beast, so they want him to just disappear.
Yeah, I was still on board with thinking that the hospital's corrupt, the clinic's corrupt. I think, okay, this is just some sort of red herring. They're secretly the old fella's an actor,
right?
And they still just want Carly around so they
Carly's some sort of mutant,
harvest her eyes for something or something like that. I thought, okay,
trying to turn her into a weapon.
They're going to try and turn her eyes into a weapon to see things, but I was still wrong. But I was still believing that the clinic was up to no good.
So Beast says he wants to do what's best for Carly, so he leaves. And then Beast then heads down to Carly's room to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And she's in there rocking out to her music again.
Yeah.
And she immediately smells him as he walks through the door. Now, is this because of the dog shampoo that you were talking about the other time?
Well, I just assumed that he smelled like wet dogs because he's got so much fur on him. But he seems like a clean sort of bloke. He'd probably shower and clean himself every day. But with fur that thick, you'd have to have some sort of dog shampoo or horse shampoo to get rid of through that fur. Regular human soap's not going to cut it. And
No.
just a standard sort of amount, he'd use that in first go. So he's got to be on something. That's some more unanswered questions that have nothing to do with anything.
So Carly was worried about him after yesterday, and then Beast asked, how did you know that he was a mutant? It's like,
And there was a shot earlier in the show when they hold hands, and there's a close-up of them holding hands. And Beast has furry hands, unless she thinks that he's got slippers on his hands every time he shakes her hand. It's like, and he goes, how did you know I was a mutant? It's like, your furry hands?
because you're 4 foot wide, covered in hair, and smell like dog shampoo. That's why.
I don't think you're a big talking gorilla. It's ridiculous.
So I wrote, her reply is pretty much, she says, just because I'm blind doesn't mean I'm stupid.
Beast lost a lot of... He said, I imagine it's a typical sort of boy has a crush on girl. You lose your IQ heaps when you're around someone you like. So Beast becomes totally stupid when he's around Carly. He just says shit they would never say in normal time.
So yeah, Beast. So she doesn't care that Beast is a mutant, and Beast is happy, and then he's like, "Well, I can't be here tomorrow," and
Because of reasons.
I'm needed on another case.
Of scotch.
So
So he's sort of like stepping down to protect her.
trying to let her down gently. He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, look, I just can't be here tomorrow. I'm busy. Sorry, mate." Yeah.
Yeah, and when he leaves, she has a really sad line. I wanted to see you.
Yeah, but I wanted to see you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty sweet and everything. So, but Beast is going home all cut up and sad.
So Beast heads back to the mansion library now, and he's having a look through the photo album.
His photo album, which he keeps in the library, is just for everyone to have a look through.
I think everyone's got a photo album in there. There's Bugger All in Wolverine's one. Gambit's just all selfies. Heaps of photos of just Jean and Cyclops in that one. They're a combined one.
And all Rogue's ones are just glamour shots and Sports Illustrated, Maxim cover.
And Jubilee's is half burnt.
Outstanding. Oh, poor Wolverine's one. That's pretty funny.
But we do get like a cool scene here where we see Beast as a baby and he's just normal.
Mm-hmm,
and then sort of gets a little bit of blue fur as he's growing up. It's sort of the usual story where that comes on during puberty.
Yes.
Of the mutant story.
We also see that's where we see the Shazbot shirt. So okay, well that
And the
now
Eagles game.
and the Eagles game. That's telling us that Beast is a fan of Mork and Mindy or pop culture back in the day, and seeing how it's an older sort of TV show. I think it shows that Beast is a little bit older than the rest of them.
Right.
Also, you get to see different Beast hairstyles.
Yeah,
if you
it's
look really
growing up.
close. I really like that. He hasn't got the Wolverine crazy out the sides. He's got like a comb back one. And then you see him, the comb back's getting a little bit taller on either side, so as the ears and that are getting bigger. But I really like that different Beast haircuts.
So Jean comes in now with a tray of food, but Beast isn't hungry. So he stands up with the photo album. He walks over to the mirror, and we get a shot of him in the mirror, and he throws it into the mirror. So yeah, this is what we were asking for last episode, but we didn't get it. We just got cut back, and the mirror smashed. So
that's right.
They figured it out. It's not as cool as I thought it'd look.
Oh, no. Well, when you build up that much hype in your head, it's never going to deliver. But Beast, 7 years bad luck.
Beast really breaks down here, and which we really don't see him. He's very calm,
always very composed.
collected.
And this is the first time we see him really not happy to be a mutant.
And he's like, "Why did this have to happen to me? Why can't I be normal? It's not fair." And Jean says that we must think of our gifts that can benefit the world. And Beast isn't happy with that. And he can't get close to any human because he can't take a chance of endangering them. So this is like Spider-Man thing. This is like always hammering home Spider-Man.
It's a classic secret identity thing. But I don't know if it's in X-Men when they say gifts and then someone says, well, you can give a gift back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that would have been a cool line. Surely it's been in something before and I'm just remembering it from something. But It's very easy for all the humanoid-looking
Yeah.
mutants to say, "Hey, they're just gifts. What are you so pissed about?" And poor Beast.
What, you
is
can't read minds? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong? I'm perfect normal. You can't read minds.
So Beast says he has given up his parents and his brothers and sisters and now the woman he loves.
Calm down, Beast.
Jean has no idea that she meant that much to him.
Because she's not a psychic.
Yeah, she's a fucking telepath. Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, she's probably not an eavesdropping telepath. She probably just stays, but surely, if their thoughts are strong enough, they're just going to walk by and whoop, whoop. I love this chick.
He's got a Beast boner.
Aw, don't need to see that. Don't need to think about that even. I can go back to the dog shampoo. That's all. That's the only question I'm asking.
So we delve deeper into Beast's psyche here, and he says, it is so much easier when I was consumed by my work. I could pretend that what others thought of me didn't matter. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful line.
Yeah, well, you just start feeling sorry for Beast in this episode.
So we go back to Carly's room, who is now bandaged around the eyes. So she must have already had the operation.
Yeah.
And it's time to see whether the operation worked. So Beast shows up at this time.
Surprise Beast.
And Alec starting to cut, and he's like, oh, hang on. He's like, what, mate, you can't be here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And then
Beast says, I don't care.
Carly must have smelt the dog shampoo. And she's like, oh, Beast, see? So she's pretty happy. That's all she wanted to see.
She wants to see him, yeah.
And so then they cut off the bandages and take the little pillows off, and she has green eyes.
Yeah, the transplant gave her
That could have
green.
been another X quiz too. I was going to use that one, but I thought you would have been straight onto that one. You're always on the eye
I'm
colour.
all about them eye colours. It's interesting to me.
And so she says, Beast is beautiful. So did the thing actually work? Or
Oh, you're beautiful. And old Alec gets all cut up.
Yeah,
what about
me?
What about me? He goes, you're fine.
Yeah, she says he doesn't have soft fur like Hank, which his reply to is, I have a better razor.
Clever stuff here.
Which begs the question, what would Beast look like fully shaved?
I don't want to see that. Lord knows. Probably just look like Sabretooth, but I want to know what colour his skin is, because I think dog skin, well, Velkin, my German Shepherd Husky, his skin's like black underneath. So a better question, what colour is Beast's skin underneath all that fur? But anyway, well, his lips are blue, so I imagine he's just all blue.
When I think of shaved Beast, I think of Major Payne at the end where he shaves the dog.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
I mean, you're not supposed to see Beast without fur, same as Chewbacca. You're just not.
Yeah.
You just don't need to see that. That's
Yeah,
the world
shaved Chewy. What colour's his skin?
The world isn't ready for that. Is that from like Clerks or something? Clerks 2, and they talk about two things you're not supposed to see in this world: Chewbacca without any fur and something else. We'll have to look that up.
Must be number 2.
I'm only familiar with number 1.
So then the moment here is ruined when Carly's dad walks in and he tells the animal to leave.
He's pissed.
Oh, and Beast tells Carly that he'll be in touch, and the dad's not happy about this one. It's like, I won't have my daughter associating with some disgusting mistake of nature.
That's so harsh. That is such a harsh line.
Yeah.
I'd have been fine with just calling him riff raff, but he went mistake of nature. That's some cold shit.
Alec pipes up here and adds that without Beast, the operation would not have been possible. And Beast sort of leaves here and he says, today is a day of joy. Carly can see, so let's leave it at that.
I've got a note here. It just says Carly's dad is a dick.
It's accurate. So Alec jumps out of the room and chases Beast down the corridor here, and Beast says, I forgot to give this present to Carly. What do you reckon that present was?
Yeah, I don't know, because they have a big close-up on it, and everything is really supposed to be really important, and I don't see what it is.
There's no payoff. So what would be in that little box?
Mixtape. I imagine it's a mixtape of...
Lock of fur?
Lock of fur with a ribbon around it. I reckon it'd be some sort of love mixtape, Awesome Mix Volume 1 or whatever, or just songs about getting it on or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even think about that and didn't get a payoff.
So Alec goes back to re-enter the room, then he calls straight out for Hank, and Carly is gone.
Gonskis.
And then we cut into the room, and For Humanity is written on the wall. It's like in blood.
It looks like it's in blood. Yeah, it's written on the wall like... Then I was just looking around the room. who did they kill? I'm thinking, which one of the corpses has got a slit throat or something?
Yeah, there's just an arm on the ground that they wrote it in.
That'd be foul as hell. I would have thought the dad would have bit it because he's probably the most deserving of it.
Cut his arm off.
Cut his arm off. It's like in Untouchables when the dude shoots the dude and then paints on the elevator wall touchable. It's like, oh man, that's some freaky shit.
So we cut down to a van speeding off into the distance, and it sort of fades to black of the ad break, and we see Carly smash Discman, so she was not happy. Oh man, she gets a side back, and she loses Discman all in one day, and gets kidnapped.
That's what made me think it was like a mixtape or something, because we finish on the Walkman. I thought, oh, would have been something for that.
Carly!
So back from the ad break, Beast is trying to drown Carly's father.
He's waterboarding the shit out of him.
You do not need that much water to wake him up. And the music here I've written is like a upbeat, perfect dark music.
Yes, it's got that sort of like the sort of sneaking through the hallways, shooting all the Datadyne goons.
Where is Carly? Where did they take her? Mutant, this is your fault.
And the father tries to blame Beast, but then he sets him straight. Beast is like, it was intolerant, ignorant, mutant-hating fools like you that took your daughter.
Big word.
If anything happens to her, I'll... He's so angry he can't even finish his own sentences.
Yeah, he's lost for words, and he knows a lot of words.
He walks out of the room saying that if he wants to see his daughter again, he better help him.
I don't think the dad would have added much to the Beast team.
No.
I think he's just been there to give Beast his car.
So back to the old hideout, and Creed is chatting with a Mr. Logan. John Logan.
Yes, well, it's the first time we've heard front of that, because he's only ever been known as Logan so far.
Yeah, he goes, John Logan. Yeah. So Wolverine recounts his encounter. Yeah, that sounds good. With these mutant. And he says, I was minding my own business when that filthy mutant bumped into me. Excuse me, he said. I excused him right in his face.
She said stupid face.
So Logan asks, what is this place? And Creed explains that the FO and mutants must, that the FO believe that the mutants have their place. It's just not here with them, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of impliedness going on.
And then
this.
Logan sets him straight. He's like, extermination, like the rats they are. And he's like, oh, you won't catch me saying that in public.
You make it sound so on the nose. It's exactly what they say.
And this is when Logan says, Creed, you look familiar to me. I knew a guy back 20 years ago by the name of Creed. Could have been your old man. He was working in coal mines in Kentucky. And Creed's like, it wasn't my family. We were all in Canada then. And then Wolverine turns away and he says, so was I, bub. So was I. We finally have another bub.
We're not bubless anymore.
Oh, man.
We got a bub.
It took so long, and it was just a little sneaky out the back of the mouth.
Yeah, well, that's all we need. He just turned into camera. That's finally got a bub. Ding, 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 ding.
So now we cut to Beast and Carly's dad in the car. So is this Carly's dad's car or is this Beast's car? Because Beast is driving.
I think it would be Carly's dad's car. Imagine Beast would have been taking the public transport to get to the clinic. Why else would he call Carly's dad to come hang out with him and help?
Because we have not seen a Beast car. We haven't seen Beast driving a car yet.
Got Wolverine's Jeep, got Rogue's convertible.
Yeah, got Cyclops' convertible.
Cyclops' convertible. Wolverine made for him.
And so this is it's like a Mercedes or a BMW or a beige Volvo. But yeah, I thought, that could be Beast's car. That's what I'd see him driving.
That seems a nice sort of understated car.
So he's speeding along here and he calls for Cyclops, Jubilee and Jean on the radio. And Jubilee tells him that the FOT headquarters is at the abandoned Veterans Building. And Beast tells them to meet him there. And so just as they're about to leave the war room, Wolverine calls through on his radio. He's like, "Hey, war room, yeah, you got to get down here to the fort headquarters." And he's just hiding in a closet making this fake call.
I was certain he was going to get found out because it's like,
Oh, shit.
uh-oh. It's that time you can just see the doors opening in the shadow of a fort goon stand there. What do we have here? Uh-oh, I'll call you right back. But he doesn't get found out. He tells him that he's in the same place. And Cyclops says, Beast is on his way, blah, blah, blah.
That's where he should go. This house is so big. Where is the dining room?
Follow me, silly.
So they let Wolverine know that that Beast said someone was stolen down there. Carly's down
Someone was stolen. She's been taken.
there. And Wolverine's like, "Oh yeah, I'll find it. Don't worry. You just come down here." And he's like, "Oh, by the way, can you bring a portable Cerebro projector and a file disc on an old buddy of mine?" Why does it have to be a portable Cerebro projector? Why can't you just say, bring hologram projector down?
Yeah, well, it sounds more fancy if it's a Cerebro. What is it? Portable Cerebro projector.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with Cerebro. They don't have a helmet on.
Just bring a hologram like the the computer that Cable had in his arm where it just shines out. Yeah, well, they don't have that technology yet. But yeah, Wolverine doesn't get found out, but he also drops a line, Beast has a girl.
Yeah.
I thought that was
he
pretty
couldn't
funny.
believe it either.
Yeah.
He goes, but he's blue. It smells like dog shampoo.
This is like cheap dog shampoo. We love Beast, by the way. This is all in good fun.
So Creed has Carly tied up in a chair in what looks like a basement.
Yes.
And she's like, "You bigot. I don't need to answer any of your questions." And this is where we see Beast pops in the window of some sort of upstairs area of the old Fock hideout. And he's set by a bunch of Fock goons. And we sort of see him, he really gets aggressive here. He's throwing people around.
He's not playing no games.
Strip, toss, strip.
Yeah, he's pissed off. And he just left Carly's dad in the car. I was just assuming, Carly's dad's going to climb up the fire escape.
He's climbing up a drain pipe.
Yeah.
Looking in.
Really old guy.
Help
following
me.
Beast. I'll back you up, Beast. Yeah, Beast not playing no games. Kicking some Fock goons' asses.
Oh, he's definitely just sitting in the car listening to some music.
Listen to the radio.
All the action's happening in the background. So with Beast having all the Fock goons attacking him, this gives Wolverine a chance to look around for Carly. And he finds one locked door. So, of course, pops claws, cuts the door off. So he jump in.
Yeah, he popped all claws and carved around the doorknob. I thought he was just going to go the middle claw and just stick it straight into the keyhole and mess around a bit. But
Like a Robocop style.
Like Robocop style, that's correct. But no, he just went the other way, cut it around. But Wolverine's pretty strong. He probably could have just kicked the door in. But anyway, you need to get his claws out some point.
Yeah, so we've finally got our first claw draw for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Creed is pissed here that he says he has no right to barge in here.
New members aren't allowed in here?
What are you doing here? New members aren't allowed in here.
He's a member already. I want to see his membership card. John Logan with the red shades and the A's hat on.
We missed with taking the photo of him.
Wait for the flash. Outstanding.
And so Wolverine's reply here is, "These give me plenty of rights," and pops the claws right in his face. Whoa.
It was a really cool shot of the claw pop too.
Yeah.
It's like a full side on, and Wolverine's got the biceps pumping like that shot in Predator. And he's looking really jacked in this episode, Wolverine.
It's a tight Gambit shirt.
It's the tight Gambit porn star shirt. And he's just looking big. I thought he should wear this clothes all the time. No more the brown bomber jacket and the yellow plaid.
Yep. And Creed sort of startled and retreats here, pulls a pistol, and he shoots at Wolverine. Wolverine has that cool little dodge.
Yeah, just jips the shoulder to the right.
And then pops the other claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was cool. I like that.
It's not intimidated by the gun at all. But is this where Creed is getting nervous because Wolverine's saying more about his past and his old man?
Yeah, Wolverine's line here is, "What's the matter, Creed? Daddy's boy doesn't like claws."
You had a funny line. Don't you forget your Uncle Logan?
Yeah. Don't you realize your Uncle Logan? Give me a hug, son.
Because then he takes his sunglasses off. And
don't I look familiar to you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a familiar look to you.
And he claims to have no idea what Wolverine's talking about. So this is when another Goon busts in. So Wolverine just grabs him, throws him at Creed.
Another family-friendly way of dispatching somebody.
It avoids him stabbing the shit out of everyone. So this gives him enough time to cut Carly free out of the chair there and take her outside through the doorway. And just as he's about to walk through the doorway, we see Beast come in. He's holding the sides of the doorway and he falls forward. And I'm like, oh, he's going to have like darts in his back or he's been stabbed or something.
It's a classic Carly. Yeah. And then they collapse and you think, oh, something's going to be in the back. It's an axe or or a knife. But it was nothing.
No, he just collapsed. He's tired. He hasn't had anything to eat.
Big dog's got to eat.
So Wolverine picks him up. He's like, whoa, Beast, you got to cut down on those snacks, pal.
See, that's when the episode's sort of slowly coming back to me. I remember that line and the noise Wolverine makes when he picks him up like a... it's starting to remember because I didn't remember shit to begin with. But those bits are coming back to me.
Oh, Beast, you got to cut down on those snacks, pal.
I wrote here that he did cut down the snacks because Jean come down with a plate of food. Said, you want something? He said, no, I'm all good.
Wolverine's misinformed because he's too busy playing detective.
So Wolverine carries Beast and leads Carly back through the hideout. And then all of a sudden he's just surrounded by Goons. He's taking a wrong turn here.
Oops, wrong turn.
So Creed walks back in and he says, well, Mr. Logan, if you hate mutants so much, I think I'll let you watch as I put one out of his misery.
Oh.
And then Wolverine pops claws and he's like, not until I take a few of you Joy Boys along with us.
I love that. Joy Boys.
Joy Boys. And then, of course, blast from Cyclops right through, putting a big hole in the side of the building. Bit of a de-escalation of the situation. And Jubilee's out there just punching buttons on this hologram projector trying to get it to work.
The play button is the sideways triangle, Jubilee. Not that hard.
And then that just holograms in a big saber tooth inside. And this freaks Creed out something fierce.
Yeah, it's just the hologram of Sabretooth walking in place and Professor's voice just going through the stats.
Yeah, so he's like, last known location, his home, and his name, Grayton Creed Sr.
And all the four like, Grayton Creed Sr.?
Yeah, they're all like, oh no.
And Junior's like freaking out, I'm not like him.
And then Wolverine's like, it's like father, like son. It's like, what? What is like father, like son? I don't get it. They don't look anything alike.
They were both really, really angry, I guess.
Yeah,
because
get that part.
Creed's standing in the foreground, Sabretooth's in the background. They're like in a similar pose. They're both yelling.
Right.
Maybe that's what Wolverine's sort of making the connection to. Just a strong energy of hatred or whatever. But yeah. So Creed starts shooting at it and everything.
He's screaming. He's like, what are you looking at? I'm nothing like him. I'm normal. Get out of here, all of you. I'm not like him. You're not my father. And he starts shooting at the bloody hologram. And I said, this is like the Penguin at the end of Batman Returns.
You did say that.
Where they know that Batman's coming to get him and like everyone starts disappearing into the background, leaving him alone.
It reminded me when Penguin's given the plan right before when he's handing out the notes. And we will snatch them, carry them into a sewer, drop them into a deep, dark, watery grave. At that sort of level of thing. But it is how they're so slowly disappearing as he's going nuts. Which is a great scene in Batman Returns.
So Wolverine takes this opportunity to just walk out the big hole in the side of the building. And Creed just continuing to shoot this hologram of Sabretooth. It's still nothing. Come on, mate. And so that's sort of where we end with that part.
That's how the scene ends. Yeah. But how does the moment end before they cut? Does Jubilee say, so I just leave this here, yeah?
How much do these hologram machines work? Can we leave it here overnight? Or?
If I turn it off, will Creed shoot me? What do we do, guys?
Should we capture him or shoot him with a knockout ray or something?
Should we call the cops or something? What are we going to do about this hole?
In the old veterans building.
These veterans are going to be pissed when they see what we've done to it.
So then we see Beast take Carly for a walk down the block, and he explains to her that because he is a mutant, in a world that fears and despises his kind, that he knows that they cannot live together, and they cannot live together in that sort of world. So someday the world will change, and until then, if you care for me as much as I care for you, you will understand.
He's a bit of a quitter there, I think.
Yeah.
He could work around it. You're the fucking X-Men. You got enough resources to keep her safe. I mean, get her to move in.
Exactly right.
Yeah, he's a bit of a quitter, but he's quitting on love. I'm not a fan of Beast's decision there.
So then Carly's dad rolls up in the car and says, sort of apologises to Beast and thanks him, puts his hand out, gives him a handshake. And so, yeah, it must have been Carly's dad's car, I think.
Yeah, because he's still driving it and wouldn't just steal Beast's car.
Nah. And yeah, so that's the end of that chapter.
And that's the end of that chapter.
What did you think about this one, Brooksy?
It was a bit of a miss for me. I didn't really enjoy this one. It seemed very different to every other episode. They're sort of punching in these themes here.
Yeah. They're a bit heavy-handed with the themes.
Yeah, it's usually
this one. It wasn't subtext this time.
No.
It's like, this is bad, right on top. Not, we've got to get Wolverine out of there. And then there's the subtext, this is bad. It's got to stop. It was more like in your face, sort of.
I also had another note here that this episode was inspired by Charlie Chaplin's 1931 classic film City Lights.
Oh, really?
So it's about like Chaplin's like a tramp and he's trying to make money to help this chick who's like blind and she needs to get eye surgery.
All right.
Yeah. And so then it's like a comedy. So he's like, trying to make money. And then it's all jokes about how he's trying to make the money.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Charlie Chaplin. Only a few of his films that he made with Mutual. And I've only seen a deleted scene from City Lights when he's trying to push a stick down a drain. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the whole thing. But that's interesting trivia.
So I looked it up. It's number 36 on IMDb's top 250.
Well, seeing how there's an X-Men cartoon based off it, we should probably check out City Lights. I doubt it'd be on Foxtel anytime soon.
Nah.
34 classic.
1931.
1931. Ay. But this episode for me, it's got there's the A and B storyline structure again. The A storyline is Beast with the girl, and the B storyline is Wolverine and the Fox. Which they sort of converge at the end, which is pretty cool. And you've got the C storyline with the Savage Land, but that's just more like a in and out sort of thing. Didn't find any of the storylines that interesting at all. I mean, Wolverine was pretty cool doing the infiltrating the Fox, but perhaps I would have liked that as a standalone thing. You get to see Wolverine being more of a spy rather than have it the B storyline in a Beast story with a blind chick. So, for me, it didn't tick a lot of the boxes. No badass, no funny, and
no big fight scenes.
No
either,
big
little,
fight scenes,
little
actions. Yeah. So, yeah, this not one of my favourites. Not one that I've rewatched since I've seen it as a kid. May have seen it once or twice since then, but this one wasn't having a lot of fun with this one.
The other note I've got here is the names Carly Ann Crocker and Dr. Alec Bolson. Inspired by children that the Leewolds knew.
Oh, okay.
Got that from the book.
Well, that's pretty neat.
So yeah, that's a little nod to some people that they know.
And how would you rate this one, Brooksy, out of 10?
I'll give this one a 5.
A 5?
Yep.
That's pretty generous.
What have you given it?
I suppose I'll give it a 5 as well. I mean, what could have made it better? Everything could have been improved on. Maybe the Beast doing a bit more Beast stuff when he fought people. Wolverine could have got to get rid of the Savage Land. Just get rid of that.
We've spoken about that before. Yeah,
they had no place in here. It's a lot of filler. It's a lot of the Savage Land. I find is just filler. But when the episode is filler, the main storylines are filler. It's just an episode full of stuff that I don't really care about. It's not really what I'd tune into as a kid.
No,
and as an
definitely
adult,
not high on the rewatch value.
As an adult, it's about the same. I'd never pop them. But you know what? I'd never go like, you know what I feel like watching? Beauty and the Beast episode of X-Men. That never happens.
So what was your favourite part?
Favourite part was probably also my favourite line when Wolverine called those blokes some joy boys. That's what I laughed at the most. Because I don't know, that was just felt like a funny word to me. What is a joy boy?
Not until I take a few of you joy boys along with us.
I think my favourite part was actually seeing Beast go a bit crazy and throw people around and be a bit of an animal.
Yeah.
And the favourite quote was hard to find this one. I end up going with Wolverine's line where he's like, I excused him right in his face.
We'll see. If I had to pick a separate moment for my favourite bit, it's probably when Wolverine's getting carried into the place and he does that quick smile like he succeeded. Because it's so random, that could be a favourite bit. That's funny, but unintentionally funny. But I'll stick to saying Joy Boys and Carrying Beast are my favourite parts. End quotes.
These give me plenty of rights.
All right, time for tally time. What do we have?
Well, we've got a Beast episode, so we've got the return of Beast quotes.
There we go.
So his quote was, "We spend our midday sweat, our midnight oil. We tire the night in thought and the day in toil," which is Francis Quayle's, which is 1592 to 1644 emblems.
Oh, what a title.
Yeah. There you go. Beast quotes.
Super fun stuff here.
So claw draws, we had 3 claw draws this episode. So add that to the 40 we've already got for this season. We're up to 43.
Yeah.
So we had 44 in season 1. So we're already up to 87 claw draws.
Oh.
We finally got another bub.
Hey!
So we're up to 5 bubs.
Oh, 5 bubs.
Only 5 bubs in 23 episodes.
The bubs to claw ratio is terrible.
It's woeful.
It's shocking.
And Jean didn't faint because she did not.
Well, she stopped Beast. Well, she bought Beast some snacks, but he didn't.
Yeah, any sound effects you found?
Nah, no.
Besides perfect dark music.
Perfect dark music. That music was in earlier when Professor's scanning Gambit's mind to find Gyrick. So depending on whatever, what was that episode? I know this when they track Gyrick down. Snow. What do you mean snow? But I don't remember what that episode is. Probably a Sentinel one. Probably it was the final decision, wasn't it? Yeah.
Final
That's the last
season
time
one.
I heard that music, the Perfect Dark espionage music. But yeah, that had the John Carpenter's Perfect Dark about it. But yeah, no stolen sound effects so far. All right, it's time for Generation Mailbag. Break the good news for me, Brooksy. Tell me we got something.
We got another shout out. We got another review.
Another review. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Great animated series podcast
That's what we want to hear.
by Dave Horrocks. So this one's a British one.
Oh, right. That's pretty cool.
So it says, if, like me, you love the 90s Fox animated X-Men series, then this podcast is a must.
Excellent.
The guys clearly have a dear love for the source material, and
Yes,
it's
we do.
interesting to get their perspectives watching back years later. The hosts have a great rapport and do some pretty great impressions of some of the voice actors.
Whoa. I don't know about that. That's awesome. And who's this bloke?
Yeah, this is Dave Horrocks. So he's written on the bottom here, it's Dave from at Comics in Motion podcast.
Oh, well.
So yeah, we'll have to give that one a bit
We'll
of
have
a
to
look
check
up.
that one out too. If he's a podcast enthusiast and podcaster, I think that's what we're supposed to be calling ourselves.
Yeah.
Should definitely check it out. But thanks for the review, man. And I'll have to go back and listen to all the impressions that we did. I don't think any of them are any good.
I think all the movie references we do are pretty good.
Yeah,
mate.
where's the tick on those? But who do we do impressions of more? We usually just do Wolverine. That's who we're comfortable with.
Probably.
I'll have to go back and listen to the impressions now, but thanks for that, matey. I appreciate it. How about that? A British reviewer. That's awesome. I have to check the podcast stats now because I only ever see that United States is the big listeners.
Yep.
I'm going to have to look at the geography of that now. Neato. Thanks for that, Dave. But Marvel movie news, what's been happening aside Avengers Infinity War?
Deadpool 2's coming out.
And I'll change my stance on this. I'm 100% all in on Deadpool 2.
Right.
That last trailer sold me. I'm all for the tongue-in-cheek humour, the gags, the shoot. I was always on board for the action.
Yep.
But it's just the tone that I wasn't on board with. It's more or less Cable being the punchline with his green screen arm. I didn't think, Cable's not the punchline. It should be Deadpool. But anyway, they fixed all that up, and the movie's looking sick. Did you see that last bit when he's recruiting the team?
Yeah.
And then was it Rob Delaney shows up as Peter? And he just goes, "Hi, my name's Peter. So what can you do?" "Oh, I don't have any superpowers. I just saw the ad." And Deadpool's like, "You're in." And the next shot is him skydiving in his civvies. I'm like, man, I can't wait for that. And Cable being a badass and shooting, and him and Deadpool calling him Thanos.
Yeah.
And when Cable's shooting at Deadpool point blank range, and Deadpool's using his sword, and there's a similar shot when he cuts the
Yes.
bullet
To
straight
X-Men
out of
Origins
X-Men
Wolverine.
Origins. I love that. I love that they're doing acknowledging homages with images rather than lines.
Yep.
Which I thought was really cool. So I'm 100% on board for Deadpool 2 now.
Well, Deadpool 2 is May 16. And then after then, you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is July 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Venom in October 4. Then you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out in July 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then Venom coming out in October 4. So you're pretty keen for Venom.
I'm pretty keen for Venom. So it's going to be Deadpool I'm excited for. I'm probably going to skip Ant-Man, and I'll just be waiting, sitting on my hands for Venom.
Right.
Because the first Venom trailer that everyone saw, the teaser, was exactly that, a teaser. Didn't
The
show
Eddie Brock movie.
The Eddie Brock movie starring Tom Hardy, doing a weird sort of New York accent.
Yep.
And this second one, pretty much the same, except for right at the end. Oh, well, during the Venom trailer, you see him using the Venom symbiote. They pronounce it symbiote. Do you like that?
No.
What's wrong, symbiote? What's wrong with saying
Go
that?
and watch the bloody
Cartoon.
animated series.
Let's watch Spider-Man and see how they pronounce it. It's symbiote. But anyway, he's using the symbiote powers, and right at the end, he folds over and says, "We are Venom." I'm like, yeah, that's a line. That's what's missing from Infinity War. Where's the "We are Venom"? Where is it? Where's the big line that's going to make me think that's the line that's in Infinity War? And I thought that was missing.
Well, there was no 40 minutes of Infinity War where Cap's laying on a bed just going...
Well, we can't have that. It might scare the children. But yeah, I'm down for Venom because this is one of the first movies to exist that's a Marvel property outside the MCU.
Right.
How's it going to succeed? Will it succeed? Will it fail? Is it going to connect to Spider-Man at all? There's just so many questions and so much uncertainty, and it makes me more excited. Because with the MCU calling the shots, oh, well, Ant-Man's coming out next year, and Captain Marvel the year after, and then we've got this Avengers. We already know what's coming, and therefore maybe some of the stakes are lowered. Because we go into this, oh, well, it doesn't matter because Ant-Man's doing this now. He's going to be in Avengers, so we know he's going to come out all right. Because Sony Marvel isn't calling their shots and predicting that this is going to be a hit and they're setting up 20 sequels down the road, they can't announce anything. Mm-hmm. They can't say, okay, Venom's coming out 2018, Venom and Friends is coming out 2020, Venom 2 is coming out 2028 or whatever. So there's no predetermined plan or foresight. It's just the movie. And all interest is on just the movie by itself. So that's pretty cool for me. And I'm always into Venom, and to make up for what they did to him in Spider-Man 3.
Oh my God, don't bring that.
Gopher-face.
Terrible piece
And
of.
people saying that the new Venom doesn't look that different to the old Venom. So what the hell image are you looking at? He's totally black and slimy now, and he doesn't have half the size, the scrawny Sam Raimi Venom with bloody Topher Grace under there. I was like, come on, this new Venom looks sick. Looks like he's going to straight up murder people. That's what I'm about. I'm really excited for Venom.
So yeah, that's the 3 movies for the rest of this year.
Mm.
And so next year you've got X-Men Dark Phoenix is coming out February 14.
Yeah.
Then you've got Captain Marvel coming out March 8.
Okay.
And then you've got Avengers 4 comes out May 3.
March, April, May. So what? It's going to be a month and then Avengers.
Yep.
Wow, they don't care about running into each other at the box office.
Nope.
It probably won't affect them because
Well, that's what they all said about Black Panther as well.
That's right.
It was too close, but no.
Too close. And Avengers is still on point to at least catch Black Panther.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for the true conclusion to Infinity War, it's almost a year, right?
Yeah.
It's March,
May.
Is it May next year?
May 3 next year.
Next year. Oh,
Yeah.
It's not that much.
No.
Still really, it was just a stone's throw away, but...
And then there's Spider-Man sequel. There's a Homecoming sequel coming in July 5.
Well, there's the calling the shots answer there. Well, we know Spider-Man's coming out on top.
Yeah. And then you've got New Mutants is going to be August 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other one is Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is going to be in 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a ways
2
away.
years.
Well,
That's only 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't that keen on the last one, so
And
it'll be 3 years.
That's been in the talks this week because Chris Pratt was saying they're starting filming.
Oh, okay.
Now. So they're
Righto.
like, oh, well, they're going to survive.
Yes, yeah, well.
Yeah, well, maybe it was back before then, eh?
Or maybe Gamora's not coming back.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Drax is finally gone. But, yeah, that's the lineup for Marvel films for the rest of the year and then next year, and that's when we get Infinity War. But Dark Phoenix, this will be the last. Is there thought that this is going to be the last of the current cast? This is where it all wraps up?
Yeah, because there's just all that. They don't know what's going to happen with the deal.
Oh, so the Fox and Disney deals. Still.
There was also talk this week that there was all this, oh, no, they're not going to have a Deadpool 3. It's like, so what? And they're like, oh, they're probably going to have an X-Force.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to have an X-Force with Deadpool.
Well, this more or less looks like Deadpool and X-Force,
It's
then the next
built
one's
into
going to be 100% X-Force.
Yeah.
And speaking of the members of X-Force, you saw that there's Shatterstar and Terry Crews's character and Domino. I'm lucky. That doesn't seem like a superpower. It is. Doesn't seem very cinematic. I don't know if they're big enough to carry a franchise by themselves without Deadpool. So I wager he'd have to be in X-Force. Well, if Cable's in X-Force, because I think he was in certain sort of runs. Pat backed me up on this.
So was Wolverine.
Those Wolverine. He's not coming back. I'm just going to put this to bed right now. Hugh Jackman's not coming back.
Hugh Jackman's not, but maybe someone else.
Scott Eastwood.
Maybe. That was our pick.
Yeah, well, he definitely looks like him. But it'd be a shame if there's no Deadpool 3, there's just X-Force. I mean, Deadpool started by himself, and he's helping X-Force kick off its own spin-off, perhaps.
Yep.
I think they should stick with Deadpool and just keep pumping out sequels so long as they can remain fresh, cool, whatever, action-packed, that sort of thing. I don't think he needs to be a part of a team. He's right bouncing around by himself. He's entertaining. Doesn't need that many people to bounce off. But yeah, should be an it's a great day. Great time to be alive if you're a comic book fan because you are getting your fill as
of
much
good
variety
quality
of good quality
movies.
Marvel products if you're into Marvel. But if you're an X-Men fan, you're still waiting for Omega Red. You can come sit on the Omega Red bench with me and Brooksy
and Mr. Sinister.
And Mr. Sinister, still waiting for him. We're on board for Dark Phoenix, but we don't need to see Phoenix again. Do you need to see Dark Phoenix again?
No, thank you.
No. Are you upset that their uniforms aren't just like they were in X-Men, the animated series, like you and I? Well, you can jump on Generation X-Men Facebook page and let us know as well. And I'd say that's it for Marvel movie news. It's time for the social media shout-outs. Rate and subscribe to us on iTunes and Podbean. You can also find us on Podcast Addict, Pocket Casters, and now Stitcher. If you're on iTunes, give us a star rating so we can have an average. I want to see how many stars we're worth. Like and share our page on Facebook at Generation X-Men. Share us to any X-Men fans who'd like to hear two Australians bang on about mutants for an hour. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GenXmenPod for some behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and Meme Monday. Or you can contact us via Facebook IM or by email, generationxmenpodcast@gmail.com. So, Brooksy, what's up for us next time?
Next episode is number 24, Season 2, Episode 11, Mojo Vision.
We need backup. We're going to need a bigger boat. Send help. Send cavalry because I watched this one ahead of time. We can't do this by ourselves. We need some backup. We need to bring in the big guns. We need some funny. We need some craft. We need some Corey. Anything to beef it up and make it interesting for you guys to listen to because, to be honest, this is a bit of a shambles of an episode. I am not thrilled for this one, but we'll be here, hopefully with a guest star. Alright, that's it from us here at Generation X-Men. Hope you've had as much fun listening as we have had talking. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for your time and attention. Next week, we've got Mojo Vision with Breakdown, Tally Time, Claw Draw, and Marvel movie news. Like the Terminator, we'll be back, and we look forward to your company then. Thanks for hosting, Brooksy.
No worries, Bender. Take it easy, mate.
Bye-bye.
See ya.